Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about the finale, obviously, of The Walking Dead. We're here to talk about the story and death predictions, guys. How we think the story is going to go. Who do we think is going to die? Let's get into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's one of the major questions is a lot of fans is, a lot of fans are bracing, hoping that we're not going to have just a bloodbath. Can every single character have a happy ending? We've done many videos talking about how, Scott Gimple and Lanjo Kang have mentioned that they want to have a definitive ending and, they have to lead some stories for the spin-offs. And stay tuned for another video. There's a really good article that Angela Kang spoke with EW Entertainment Weekly about the finale and how certain stories may feed into the spin-offs. So stay tuned for that because that's really, really good. But, so yeah, to start, the story, there's a lot left, and there could be some loose ends that they may not be able to get to. We do know with the amount of characters they have, they may not be able to get to a bunch of them, but we have to figure out, how our group is going to stop this war between Pamela and the other Commonwealth soldiers who are behind her, and the Commonwealth soldiers who have turned and are with our group, who have kind of seen the light. Yeah,
I think we first need to start with, how did we leave off with the last episode? And that is, our group is trapped in that alley.
Yeah.
And, it made it seem like it was Governor Milton's doing that trapped them there, or simply because these walkers were coming in and the soldiers were reacting.
I think it was the second part. I
think it was the second part?
They're reacting to the walkers getting inside, correct. So they're just barricading certain alleys to allow them to flow through. Well, she still wants them to flow through the city because she says go to the lower wards, but she's kind of trying to route them through a certain way, and so they got to barricade that off. And our group was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, so obviously we're going to pick up with them fighting their way out of here, but like from the teaser and promotion photos, we get a lot of night scenes, and where it kind of feels like it starts off is our group is in a room that's well lit and they're all meeting, and it sounds like that's where they're kind of putting their plan together on how they're going to attack Governor Milton. Mm-hmm. And I think it all starts with getting Mercer out.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be I think that night scene is just going to be one night. No.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. This is all going to happen in one night for sure.
Yeah, this is like.
But I'm talking about.
But I know what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? There's that scene where the lights are down and all of our group is in there.
Yeah.
It seems like they're planning something.
Yeah. They're definitely planning it. We've seen Maggie getting her sniper rifle together, so I think they're planning on getting Mercer out. They're planning on because there's a lot of the fight that's going to happen in that hospital. So it's not just, Daryl and Judith who are in there by themselves. Eventually, a number of our people are in there. We've seen Carol, we've seen Connie. So I think the walkers then flood into the hospital, whoever our group is in there as well, helping Daryl and Judith. We do see them both on the floor. We don't know how Daryl gets knocked out and gets a black eye. We'll find out. So they got to get them out, get Judith safe. Hopefully, she is alive. And the events that happen in there, you've seen our breakdown if she has any visions or anything like that.
Isn't it absolutely crazy what this group has been through?
Oh, I know, right?
Like just you talking about it. We literally just got over the Reapers.
Yeah, but that storyline.
No. I get it. I'm just talking about the shit that they've gone through.
Yeah. The shit they had to go through for the Reapers, even though that arc was trash.
Terminus, like everything that they've been through, and we're finally culminating with this episode. It's just insane thinking about that. But
so what they got to get out of the hospital.
Yeah,
they got to do the planning to get Mercer out, and then the whole night scene, which we've kind of mentioned, where. That's where we think the final piece is going to happen, kind of similar to the source material.
The shots that we've seen of Governor Milton.
Governor Milton, where our groups are kind of facing together. Let's fight. Let's do this. And somebody gets up, makes an amazing speech to stop it all, and it stops. And then, we'll talk about when we get into the death predictions of what may happen to Pamela. But it's going to be a crazy night scene.
We all know that we've predicted this. We believe that Judith is going to give that speech. But what? And we know that Judith is a well-rounded individual, and from her teachings of Rick and Michonne mostly,
and Carl,
and Daryl, and the group, that she's she's very Rick-like.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that, your earlier prediction when we went through the promotional photos and the teasers of her possibly having a vision while she was in the hospital, does that help with the speech? Does she have a vision of her father, and hearing him talk to her in that vision then propels her to give that speech in front of everyone?
I think so.
There has to be some type of setup here.
There's got to be some setup. And what's funny is that we're doing this video now, and I didn't think of it when we did the other video. I left out Carl. Could we hear Carl's voice as well?
How amazing would that? How amazing would that be?
Right.
Look, we said that I do not want Rick to come as a vision to her, and then we don't see Rick again. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, because one thing with Judith,
boy, would I love it to be Carl.
The one thing that was telling with Judith in the beginning of that episode is she gave the hat to RJ. And her whole speech about making the sacrifice and all that, she gave the hat to RJ, like passing the torch. Like she thought maybe she's going to do this and die.
Yeah.
And possibly die doing it.
Yeah.
That's why she gave the hat to RJ and didn't have it for herself. So, yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, okay. I thought he got in the door. But yeah, it's very interesting, guys. I think if Judith either, we're hoping that that's not how we see Rick. We're hoping maybe it's just either a silhouette. You can't really see him because it's a vision, but you hear his voice. You hear Michonne's voice. It'd be great to hear Carl's voice. Could it just be previous lines that they've said, or maybe they've gotten the actors to say some lines for this new motivation?
Absolutely awesome. If it was, honestly, I would be okay if it was just Carl.
Carl talking.
Just Carl as a vision and bringing back Chandler Riggs. Oh, dude, that would be amazing.
That'd be great.
Be amazing.
So something has to happen with Judith, to kind of set up this speech that we want her to do. But don't get us wrong, guys. We're excited for this finale. We know it's a 90-minute extended episode. I'm just fearful that this whole thing is going to just feel rushed. I don't know why.
I don't know if it's not necessarily rushed, because I think that we've had time to build up the story to what it is now.
It's doing well. It is doing well. I give it that.
I think if I'm understanding, I think where you're trying to go, or where you may be going, is I think we have enough in this episode to iron out all the events that we've built up to this point, but it doesn't feel like there's any other room for anything else.
No, not really. No.
And that's, I think, what we're worried about.
Right.
Is what happens afterwards.
Well, that's where they can, a lot of rumors are going around that yes, there potentially could be a time skip, and that's kind of going on the source material is a little bit of a time skip. Now the source material, they jump 25 years,
which is why we don't get any teaser or promo photos. Right? They're not going to give us that. They're not going to give us those type of photos.
You don't have to jump that big, but
well, let me ask you this: how much time
is good jump?
No, not good jump. How much time would you say is good enough to dedicate towards ending this thing the way that we want it ended? 10, 15 minutes?
Half an hour.
I think so too.
If we're getting 90 minutes, I want
half an hour.
30 to 40 minutes.
Half an hour of post Commonwealth events?
Oh, no, I'm talking about finishing the Commonwealth piece of it.
Okay. No, I mean, we're done with the Commonwealth. We've gotten closure on what happens with the Commonwealth.
30 minutes.
And say that you and I want minutes. What we want, right?
Yeah.
The time skip and everything that.
Yeah. 30, 40 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 90 minutes,
That's a
30,
lot.
40 minutes. That is a lot, but it's a lot you can do, because you got to, and we'll get into more in another video, but you have to kind of, if you're wanting definitive endings for characters, you have to kind of, we have to know kind of in a time skip, if they do it, what's happening with these characters. What are they up to? You don't have to spend a ton of time of what they're doing. Kind of similar to what the source material did. We kind of got just quick shots of, okay, these characters are alive. They're doing this. Just quick shots.
But what scares me the most about that? About the time skip? The Maggie and Negan teaser photo or promo photo.
Oh, them talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That scares me.
Yeah.
Because that to us that's a closure scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's them finishing whatever they have.
Mm-hmm.
And that is during present day of Commonwealth.
Mm-hmm.
No time skip.
Yes, that is after the battle.
Yeah, that worries me.
Yeah, that's after the battle. Yeah.
All right.
There could still be another, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. If we do a time skip, technically there's no reason to have Maggie or Negan around.
No.
Because they're doing their own show. We don't know. I have no idea.
That's the thing. Depends on when they leave to New York and they do this time skip thing.
They could have left to New York and have already been back.
No. I don't
No,
think so.
for the time skip.
Oh, possible. Yeah.
You do a 20-year time skip.
Oh, no. They're not going,
Negan
they're not going that far.
Yeah.
But if you did a couple years, then yes, you could say in that time skip, those two have already done their deal and they're already back.
I don't mean to like jump off the deep
no,
here,
no.
but go into theory. But like, yeah, I mean, it's a little worrisome. I don't know. I'm a little worried about the ending.
Yeah. You
just look. You want to invest in so many years of watching the show, and you just want it to be done right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you hope you don't get, the Game of Thrones vibes or, any other show, the Sopranos vibes where they just don't do it the way you want. And look, not everything is going to be done the way we want.
Exactly. And that's part of the article of what Angela Kang is talking about, and that'll be a different video.
Oh, come on. Don't mess with me.
But, I mean, overall, the story is going really well. There's a lot to do that they need to, finish this Commonwealth piece, and that it will definitely happen. I think they're going to dedicate a decent amount of time to the hospital story, to the night story, to finish this thing up. And then whatever they're going to do, a time skip, a couple years, and potentially a post-credit scene. It's not confirmed, but they're really hinting that there could be a post-credit scene. And I think they should do one. What that could be, we don't know. Could it show the beginning of the Daryl spinoff, the Maggie Negan spinoff? Could it really be, Rick and Michonne returning?
Dude, if you give
many things that they could do.
No, if you give me,
or just only do the post-credit scene showing everyone living a happy life, building the railroad for the Western Alliance. They've rebuilt Hilltop. All good.
I don't believe that. I don't believe they're going to do that. And the reason why is because it would be a rehash of the table scene that we got during Negan. Right? Everyone's at the table. Everyone's eating dinner together.
You're talking about
Glenn's
that
there,
Thanksgiving thing?
Abraham's there. It's all happy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But if I get an end credit scene of Rick and Michonne returning and they cut it there, oh boy, would I be pissed off.
Well, you can't.
I want context. I want dialogue.
Yeah, you want some dialogue, but you're not gonna have it for too long, which is sad.
What I'm saying is
I want that whole reunion.
What do we want the most?
Yeah.
What do we want the most? We want a Judith and them reuniting, and most important,
Daryl.
That's what I was going with.
Yeah.
That's like, maybe to me that's more important than Judith. I don't know why.
Well, Rick and RJ.
True. We all forget about RJ. Or
it's everyone, really, guys. That's just everyone.
He's in Alexandria. Is he? No. He's in Commonwealth.
No, he's
but like, if they do that in the end credit scene, what I'm trying to say is like, there's not going to be much there.
No, not really.
And you're not going to get those reunions.
No. So, I
don't know, man. I'm kind of giving up hope. I hate to say it.
Yeah. A lot of people, they want Rick back, and we definitely do too, just to kind of finish the story, have them return, and we'll get the rest of it in the spinoff of, those 6 years and when Michonne finds him and brings him back. But
it is not.
We just want him back to reunite with everyone for this finale.
And it is not a Walking Dead show without ending it with Rick Grimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
in my opinion, it's not a Walking Dead show if you do not end it with Rick Grimes and.
Well, with that,
Michonne.
that is a major loose end. Rick and Michonne is a massive loose end. Massive.
Yeah.
Forget, Virgil. Well, he's still probably kicking it. Yes, he knows what Michonne is doing and he could probably tell, but
dude,
massive. And that's the other thing.
So are you saying, do we get Judith just telling Daryl that Rick's still alive?
That's kind of where I was going to go with this. I was hoping.
But she doesn't know.
She knows, she doesn't know specifically that he's alive,
Correct.
but she knows that Michonne is on the right track. Now, she did say that Michonne has she's talked to her mom a few times, I think, or she reached out and hasn't heard from her, right?
So then does she know information that we as the viewers don't know and is going to reveal it to Daryl?
I'm hoping that she reveals it to everyone. Like, I'm after her major speech and, the Commonwealth piece is done, or maybe she mentions it when she wakes up from the hospital or something. I don't know. I'm hoping she mentions it. And there's people in the comments like, why does everybody think Judith hasn't said anything because we haven't, we're assuming that she hasn't said anything. It's like, well, because we haven't seen it. That's a really big piece. You wouldn't want to think that Judith said it off camera and we're not going to hear about that.
Absolutely.
We want to see the reaction of Daryl's face and everyone else that Michonne has found evidence that Rick is alive.
That is not something that happens off screen.
You have to show that.
Yeah.
So as of right now, to us, Judith is keeping that secret because, and there's another thing she didn't say. She mentioned about the family motto. We never heard what the family motto was. And I can't even think what the family motto is.
Which family? Them as a whole or the Grimes family motto?
They didn't go into it. That was her beginning speech of the episode, the family motto. And she's like, we never knew. She said like she always found herself saying the family motto and then she stopped saying it, but they never told us what it was. We never heard of it. Maybe we'll hear it in the finale. We don't know.
My wrath prevails.
She mentioned about the wrath thing, but that was when she was talking about Rick, her father. But I don't know. We'll see.
I mean,
it could be that.
Another reason why is like if Judith tells Daryl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume she did.
Mm-hmm.
There's been like interaction between Daryl and, gosh, I'm forgetting her name. His love interest.
Connie.
No.
Daryl's love interest.
Reaper's chick.
Oh, Leah.
Yeah. Don't you think they would have mentioned it?
That was before. Well,
no, I'm talking most recent Reaper stuff.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I think they even talked about it like in one of those episodes. He was never around or something like that. Like,
well, he was
mentioned it quickly.
Daryl never mentioned. We were led to assume Daryl never said the word Rick. He just said he was looking for his friend, and that's what Leah said.
No, I know
you
that.
were looking for your friend. I know that,
but I would imagine that there'd be some kind of conversation that he found her, or that he found him telling her that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a stretch.
That whole storyline was so fast and pointless in a sense.
Pointless.
It was actually. It really was. It was pointless.
Well, no, I don't mean to hijack this. this video, but like it gave purpose to the fact that he killed her for Maggie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and we're done with that
one. Definitely. Yeah. So yeah, we're stoked to find out how they do the story, to wrap it up, and then the aftermath of what they're going to do post credits. Not really post credit scene, but really time skip and potential post credit if they do it. But time skip, I think the aftermath is the biggest thing that we're kind of worried about, of what they're going to do, if they're going to jump time, how far, and then what it's going to be.
I think that everyone that has watched up to this point is waiting for that specific moment. Mm-hmm. It's the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. It's the end of maybe the 15-20 minutes of the end of the episode to where the invested fans are finally going to get paid off. Hopefully.
Definitely. So death predictions. Let's start down the line.
Dude, it's hard to do a death prediction when we kind of have been spoiled possibly on one already.
No.
Without saying that name.
Well, we won't say
do we want to address that? Like, I'm not going to say that name. And actually, it's probably going to give it away then.
No. Yeah.
Right? Like, we can't do that.
Probably. No, I won't mention that one.
Well, now they're going to know which one did they not mention.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll mention it. We'll we'll leave it for a couple. Well, the first one, I think Daryl's going to die.
I think Daryl.
I think the spinoff is a vision of his in the aftermath.
I think Daryl, Carol, Negan, Maggie, and Judith are all dead.
They're all dead. Yeah. And the Daryl spinoff is him in the afterlife, in the afterworld. No.
Or I think everyone dies.
That's what the actors have said.
Is it really?
Yeah. Some of the. Excuse me. A lot of the actors have kind of gave their predictions, and I think Norma Reedus said everyone dies.
Well, I mean, guys, like that is how Robert Kirkman wanted to end the source material, was to pan out to Alexandria being completely overrun by walkers, and our characters animated.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's funny.
No.
So let's start with kind of what do you think about Lydia? You think she survives?
I think she survives.
She definitely survives.
Yep.
Aaron? Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry. Now that's a tricky one because he went out on his own, but I think Jerry survives.
Jerry survives.
Jerry survives. Father G.
I'm gonna go no. I'm sorry. I think that he goes. I think that Father G dies.
I could see it a little bit.
I think he's one of the major characters that goes.
I could see it, yeah. Rosita? No.
No. One of the parents has to survive.
One of the parents has to survive. One of the parents has to survive, yeah. Eugene, definitely no. Max, no. Mercer, no. Magna?
I could see that. Actually, I could see that. It would suck for Yumiko, but it makes sense.
It just sucked for the character. We've barely seen her.
Do you think she goes out saving Yumiko's life?
Could do it. I could see it. Yeah. Or Yumiko. They could flip it.
I don't think Yumiko's got a storyline coming up. Possibly, maybe.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. She could. Yeah.
I'm gonna say yeah on Magna.
Yeah,
I am. Look on a probability scale. It's up there.
Yeah. Connie.
No.
Kelly.
No,
because there's a lot of people that want to see a spin-off of them. Even Lauren Ridloff is her name. Also said that she would love to do kind of a spin-off, like early.
You could do a prequel.
A prequel, yeah, definitely. What about Luke? So, guys, warning. We didn't want to. We were trying not to spoil this, and actually, in our promos and in the teaser pic, it is there. We purposely didn't put it in there because we didn't want to go over this. But honestly, it's hard to do this video without, because you're gonna know. Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, we just see. All I'm saying is basically we just see Luke on the ground. We don't know. We don't know if he's dead. He could be knocked out. He could have been knocked to the ground. He could have been knocked to the. But the way that he looked, I mean, he's kind of cut off because there's people standing in front of him, so you can't really see. He kind of looked like his eyes were closed, and it looked like he might have been killed.
It looks like a dead body laying.
It does.
And the reason why is because there's signs in that photo that point to it. Mm-hmm. All of our group is standing up. Their attention is at the walkers.
Yeah.
So if he was still any chance of being alive, at least one of our group would be attention on him. Right. That's one.
I mean, we've seen a couple of his photos of him being alive and fighting, but he could have died fighting. And
I think he died.
And with some people in the comments, when they put these photos out, a lot of people were like, well, he's kind of a useless character. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal, but when you're really invested in The Walking Dead and all these characters, and Luke, yes, wasn't a huge part even in the source material, but we like the actor. He was doing really good in the show. We miss seeing him, and then he finally comes back to fight valiantly for his people, and hopefully Jules is there too. She is. Hopefully she is. It would be great. I mean, it would be fine if he does die. I mean, it's not a major crying moment for me if it happens.
No,
but
I'm with you. I love the actor. I love how he portrayed Luke. He wasn't much in the source material either. But I just love the actor, and I thought they could have done more with Luke.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. The way that it looks, guys, I'm calling it that he dies.
Probably dies.
Yeah. Jules now.
Jules, well,
I'm going to say she dies too.
I could probably see her dying.
Yeah.
Not that big a deal. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I could probably see her dying. Diane, I hope Diane survives. She's kind of one of the...
It's not that you hope. Is she going to?
Diane? Yeah, I think she does.
You think she dies?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think she lives.
I think she lives.
Yeah, I think she lives. Let's get to... let's get to Pamela Milton, people. Okay?
I think she dies. I do.
If she doesn't die, then they'll just lock her in jail forever.
But we've been down that road.
Yeah.
I think that she is unwilling to give up her power. I don't think they flip it as in they kill her for no reason. Like, I don't think they do it as in end of conflict. We need to murder this girl, this woman. I don't think they do it like that. I think that Pamela does something to incite more that she is unwilling to relinquish her power, and they put her down because of it.
I have a better theory, which I think would fit better for the character of how this character is in the show. Do you think that she would take her own life because of everything that she's lost? She's lost her son, and it's made her go insane. She has no other family that we know of.
Or is she just cornered to the point where there's no way out? She thinks they're going to kill her.
And maybe she gets bit and gets devoured.
That's an interesting one. Maybe she gets bit and she knows she has to go out.
Yeah. Either she just lets herself get devoured, or she gets bit and she just kills herself. That would be more fitting, really, because of how her personality is and how rageful she is. Because she's, when she shot Judith, she screamed and said, "This, this is your fault. You did this, actually." So I could really see, if she's hearing your great speech, if she's not willing to relinquish her power, maybe they give her exile. You leave Commonwealth for good. She's too afraid. She doesn't want to do that. They've kind of already killed all the walkers or gotten rid of them, so maybe the biting part's not going to happen. But maybe she just grabs a weapon from one of the troopers and maybe she's trying to grab it. The trooper is struggling, trying to get it back from her, and maybe he accidentally shoots her, or she grabs it and takes her own life.
Or she grabs it, tries to shoot the person that's giving a speech, and someone snipes her or shoots her.
That could work too.
Yeah.
That can definitely work.
Yeah. I just think that she goes. I don't think she survives.
Yeah.
Whether it's by accident, whether it's her taking herself out, or our group shooting her, she's not making it. She's not imprisoned.
Excuse me.
Princess.
We already know the majority of other characters going to live. Princess, most definitely, sure.
She's going to make it. Here's King Ezekiel.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm going to say yes. I could see him dying.
Now, I know Kari Payton has already said that he is not happy.
Is this why, though?
With how his death... I said how his death is. Not how his death is. How his character story is, or has been, and possibly his ending. I just think he hasn't been happy with maybe the story of Ezekiel so far, with what they have left. Yeah, I can kind of see him dying, but maybe, I don't know.
We've predicted actually a lot of deaths so far.
Yeah,
but some of them you could make an argument are not that big of a deal and major deaths.
Not huge characters. I don't think it's going to be a major bloodbath with kind of big characters.
Well, Father Gabriel's a major character.
Father Gabriel's a big character, yeah. But I like Luke and,
But why do we say characters like Father Gabriel and King Ezekiel? It's because they've outlived their source material counterpart. And that has for me, that has a big kind of point of, okay, they're going to go. Now, there are some that we've said are safe.
Mm-hmm.
Rosita.
Right.
Carol.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to do the death predictions, but you guys always want to hear it, and we kind of want to give you some. And
do we have any more?
Not really. We have the main characters that are surviving. I'm just trying to think of some other C-level, B-level characters. Not really that are.
Does
reference.
The soldier that sided with Milton,
187 or 131? I can't remember his name.
The lady that's by her.
Oh, the lady.
Yeah.
I'd say she lives. I think she'll.
I think she dies.
She'll turn.
I think she dies.
You think she dies?
Yeah.
Well, she seems like she's gonna turn, but yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts. We're winding down on this video, so we're about to hit our mark. But let us know your thoughts. We'll definitely probably give you guys a little bit more before we start the reaction, kind of a little final thought. So once again, let us know your thoughts, subscribe, like the video, and we will see you guys in the reaction very soon. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.